Hello student, today we are starting with lesson number 5, cell structure and organization. During the last lecture, we studied about the kinds of cell, in which we studied prokaryote cell and eukaryote cell. Come on, let us start with the new topic 5.3, components of eukaryotic cell. That one is outer membrane and inner cytoplasm. The outer membrane contains cell wall and cell membrane, while inner cytoplasm contains all the cellular components which we will study one by one. Now let us start with the cell wall. Cell wall which is there, it is the outermost covering of the cell which is rigid, supportive and protective outer covering of inner plasma membrane of plant cells, fungi and some protists. In other plant, it is made up of hemicelluloses, pectin, lipids and protein. Also, microfibrils of plant cell wall which is responsible for the rigidity. Rigidity mostly function as the growth of the outer covering cell wall. In some of the deposition means the content of the cell wall are silica. Silica means, for example, present on the wall of the grass stem. Cutin which is there, it is the epidermal walls of land plants. Suberin which is there, suberin means endodermal cells of root. Wax and lignins are mostly present in the cell wall of the aquatic plants, the plants which are present in the water. Now, function which gives the shape to the cell and protects from external mechanical injury and infections which occurs from the foreign microorganisms or particles. Now, inside the cell wall, middle lamella is present. It is thin and lies between two adjacent cells. It is mainly made up of pectin, calcium and magnesium pectate. Softening of ripe fruit is due to solubilization of pectin. Means pectin which is there, it is responsible for the ripening of any of the fruits or vegetables. Now inside the middle lamella means in between the cell wall and primary wall is present. In young plant cell, it is capable of growth. It is the only wall seen in meristematic tissue, mesophyll, pith, etc. Then inside the primary wall, secondary wall is present. It is present inner to primary wall. Once the growth of primary wall here stops, secondary wall is laid, means it starts present. Plasmodesmata are cytoplasmic bridges between the neighboring cells. It shows the pores between the cell wall and middle lamella. For example, stomatal pores, etc. Then in that second one is cell membrane, or it is also called as plasma membrane, or it is also called as biomembrane. It is thin, quasi-fluid structure present both extracellularly and intracellularly. It separates the cell organelle from the cytosol. Thickness of biomembrane or the cell membrane is about 75 angstrom under electron microscope. Here it is such microscopic that we have to observe the cell membrane inside the electron microscope. It also shows the presence of lipid, mostly majorly phospholipids are present, which is arranged in a bilayer, means in two layer. Cell membrane also shows presence of proteins and carbohydrates. Ratio of proteins and lipids vary in different cells. For example, in human, RBCs shows 52% of proteins and 40% of lipids. RBCs means red blood corpuscles. Now, next one, here we will see, for example, fluid mosaic model. But before starting with this model, let us see the diagram of the cell wall. Here it is clearly given in a textbook. The outer cell wall which is there and this inner side which is there, it is cellular cytoplasm in which cellular material is present, and inside here outer covering is a cell wall, it is given over here, and inner side which is thickened, it is called as cell membrane. This is the cell, plant cell, and here this one is the animal cell. Comparatively here the cell wall which is there and inside here the cell membrane which is there, cell plasma membrane, it is thin inside. Now let us study the fluid mosaic model. It is the most accepted model of cell membrane which was proposed by Singer and Nicholson in 1972. According to this model, it is made up of phospholipid bilayer and protein. Proteins are like iceberg in the sea of lipids, means majorly these lipids is a liquid in which the proteins which are there, they acts like a iceberg, means ice cube, for example in the sea, means inside the water of lipid component. Now how it is functioning? It is functioning in two types. One is passive transport and another is a active transport. Two types means in a two way. Now in a passive transport, inside the fluid mosaic model, the plasma membrane is selectively permeable. During passive transport, many molecules move across the membrane without spending energy. Some solutes move by simple diffusion along the concentration gradient from higher to lower concentration. This is also called as passive transport. Means in a simple way, when the molecules membrane without spending energy, they move from one place to another, that kind is called as a passive transport. Then active transport. During active transport, few ions or molecules are transported against concentrated gradient from lower to higher concentration, and in passive from higher to lower concentration, and in active from lower to higher concentration. These two are the major difference between passive transport and active transport. it requires energy. So ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, is utilized as such. A transport is an energy dependent process in which ATP is utilized, and so it is also called as active transport. Here the energy is not released, while here the energy is required, dependent on the energy. For example, Na plus or K plus, sodium and potassium pump. In this way, the fluid mosaic model which is there, it clearly show the cell membrane, means the transportation of the biomolecules. Now, here in this way, today we studied the components of eukaryote, in which we studied cell wall, middle lamella, primary wall, then secondary wall, then second one is inside the cell wall, cell membrane or also called as plasma membrane, and biomembrane. Then we also studied the fluid mosaic model. Thank you.